depths of pop culture. They are the Galactic Gals, and they are here to take you on a journey through the cosmos of entertainment. From the latest TV shows and movies to a trip down the Milky Way of nostalgia, they will delve into the worlds of fantasy and imagination, bringing you insights and analysis that are out of this world. So buckle up, cosmonauts, and get ready to blast off with the Galactic Gals Pop Culture Podcast.
Hey, everybody.
Hello. This is how my week went.
Well, I'm taller now.
Yeah, you are. Before, it really did look like, you were doing an audition for like Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah, no, right? Gosh.
In Game of Thrones. Hello, everybody. I know this is late. I apologize, but it's Mother's Day weekend, so we want to spend time with our kids and then just sit back and relax and basically do nothing and just kind of enjoy our Mother's Day. So happy early Mother's Day to the mothers out there. We are going to enjoy our drinks for a moment before before we bring up the yes, she's got the heavy stuff. I'm drinking. It looks like I'm drinking dirty dishwater. It's not. I mean, I'm not to that level yet. It's Corona seltzer. This is not like sponsored by Corona, but if you want to give me a sponsor, I do drink your product a lot. I don't drink Bud Light.
Oh man, no, me neither.
Good. I've been waiting for this all week.
Me too.
It's been a week, but it's been an interesting week. We've got some new pictures, more pictures from RTD this week. He loves giving us pictures. I would just like a trailer and cryptic trailers. As far as I know, we didn't get a trailer. I don't. I think Eurovision is it this week, or is it aired already? Because I don't watch. I don't have anything to do with Eurovision, but
I don't know. I thought Well, it's Mother's Day weekend this week. I don't know, maybe next weekend. I have no clue.
I don't think it's Mother's Day weekend in the UK. They already had their Mother's Day. They only share our Father's Day, which is weird. They have, I think their Mother's Day is like in April or something, or I think it is. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Retro Doc says Eurovision is tomorrow, so we should get a trailer.
Okay, well, it'll only be a matter of time before it's, where we can see it. So
yeah, so I mean that's interesting. I like a trailer for Series 14, but it's probably another 60th, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pull up our nice little PowerPoint here. Let's see. Present. I'm a little like brain dead, guys. I'm just trying to like, hopefully everybody can see that. It's not gonna work. It's gonna do this right now. Interesting. This is so wrong.
I don't know. Blame it on the weather, the wacky weather that's been happening, it seems.
Yeah, we don't have any. This is their screen. Isn't it nice?
It's in the void.
Doesn't show anything. I mean, don't tell me I'm gonna have to look up these articles. Let's see. Let me stop sharing and try this again. Maybe that's the problem. If things go well, I mean, things have been going well. I can't say that they aren't. Okay, still not gonna work. Okay, so I'm gonna close it completely out, and then I'll open up again. But no, we've had some interest. We had some sad news too. I mean, Stranger Things. That I didn't even put an article in it. I was so sad about it. Like it was like I didn't want to even I don't even want to talk about it. It's like so depressing because we had talked, I think it was last week with Gary, and he had even said that I think they're good. I think we're going to be okay. But then they got hit by the writer strike, which is
I know
so sad. Okay, let's see. We can see that now. So it's only when I present, apparently. Yeah.
Well, that's weird.
It is weird. It is very weird. Let me see if I can just do it the other way. And then that way, I mean, because I'm not going to mess with that. I'll just mess with it just without.
Yeah,
and
I think Catherine Tate is involved with Eurovision.
She is, and she is.
I remember hearing that.
Spokesperson or something, like they pick somebody every year,
Yeah.
So. I have a picture of it, but if I could get my thing to that would be so great if we could just do that. Because it hasn't been a hit week already, and I don't know. FML. But it's good to have a drink and just sit back and relax, to be honest. So it's okay. Maybe there's a reason. Okay, so I'm just going to try to do it this way and see if when I click on the different ones, can you guys see when I click on the different ones?
Oh, on the different slides?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this will have to do. Okay, so let's watch this. This is either I can't remember which one it was, but let me move that ahead. I think this is the next cryptic teaser trailer, but I don't know if this one's reverse or this one's the one that's forward, but we're just going to play it and go for it.
You in everyone's head.
He said something, did you get in everyone's head?
Yeah.
And it's obviously the Celestial Toy Maker.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of, I guess for some people that they haven't watched Classic, I've actually never seen the episode, or I don't believe the Celestial Toy Maker even is around to watch. I think it's it's one of the missing ones from what I understand. So unless you have watched reconstructions or something like that, I don't think you're going to really know much about the Celestial Toy Maker.
Yeah. I haven't seen that episode. I'm still working on Classic Who and listening to audio stories and all that. So yeah.
Yeah,
I like what RetroDoc says. If you run it backwards, it says Chris Chibnall sucks.
yeah. And isn't
like
that hilarious? You can tell the stuff that I watch because you see Jensen Ackles at the very end in the corner of that video. I haven't been watching Jensen Ackles videos. Well, I actually have, but him especially singing ones. But anyway, moving on. I think that was the one going forward, but I think the very end was reversed for whatever reason because you could hear the Doctor Who music. So I'm assuming that the next one we're gonna watch is the one that's all.
These are the rules
No.
of the game.
There's no revenge.
No, this is the one that's.
You're in everyone's head.
He's saying these are the rules of the game. But again, I really just I don't know. I don't know if there's really answers to these or not. I'm like, other than the Adana ones is about like her memory, but I just think that, you know, I think he's just trying to be like, you know, like he's just trying to be a troll and trying to get people to speculate, to be honest.
I hope it's not something like a virtual reality type game, because that'd just be really disappointing.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
I would love for Donna to get her memories back, so that she could find that missing piece of her. You know, I couldn't imagine how she feels knowing that something's wrong. You know.
Yeah, I honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not thrilled. This doesn't thrill me, like these teaser trailers. I know it's some people that does, but I just feel like it's going to be just a big nothing burger, and that people are going to spend all this time like dissecting it, and it's just going to be something just like, oh, it was just trying to get hype for the show, which is generally what it comes across to me, that it's like he's just trying to get like you to watch, you know. I mean, that's, you know. And I honestly don't think it gets people back like Mr. Hyde. I don't think that's going to.
Right.
I mean, that's going to get people that really like to speculate and they love this part of it. And then they're just going to be let down. And so that's my big thing. Like, I just feel like it's just, you're just trolling. You're just trolling at this point. And
one thing about that clip, I want to know if Neil Patrick Harris was really juggling, because you know, in that little clip, it looked very realistic. So, and he made it look easy.
I think his casting is actually, at first I was like, why? He's like in everything, but it seems like it just like throw him in it, you know. But honestly, I think that was good casting on their part. I mean, some people were like turned off because he's an American. It's like, I don't care. It's like, I don't care if Doctor Who has American actors. They've had it before, but there's some gatekeepers in this community that I swear, you know, and a lot of people are saying that, and that's really sad. It really is, because I think initially when RTT was coming back, I think people were kind of like, "Oh, we're so excited," you know. And it doesn't mean it's not going to be good. I mean, but to me, this pictures and costumes don't really thrill me at all. Like, I just want a trailer. I want something. I wanted some storylines. I want to hear some sort of, I mean, not to give the whole thing away, but like, what can we look forward to in season 14? What can we, you know, the 60th is one thing. I mean, but the series 14, I want to hear more like story arcs, where you're going with this. What are some of the ideas? Some, you know, just, you can tease it, but just give us something.
Yeah, give us a summary.
Right, costumes don't, like, they can be cool and everything, but you know,
I caught a brief video of the rabbi saying something about, and I didn't watch it, I saw the headline, they're going to be filming or going back in time to the Beatles or something.
Okay,
so like,
well, that's all right.
We'll see.
I mean, like, that doesn't bother me. Like, I don't mind the period piece types of things. I mean, in fact, that's a good segue. because what we're going to talk about next is the costumes that they were revealed recently.
Mhm.
Actually, before we do that, I want to give a shout out to Vanessa McNamara. I'm already drunk.
McNamara.
McNamara. Sorry, Vanessa. I didn't mean to butcher your name. Vanessa McNamara. She just made me laugh today because was totally my mood at work. My mood today, say it. And if you've watched House of Dragon, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. And yeah, this was kind of my mood. This is my mood every day at work and just every day in general. But Matt Smith is amazing in this show. And I just want to give her a shout out because that made me smile today because I do love this show and I do love his character, even though he's a horrible person in the show, but he's better than anybody else in the show as far as being a good person. So I don't know what that says about House of the Dragon, but
oh, I like the storyline, and boy, you'll really see Matt in ways you never would have dreamed of.
Oh, that I didn't want to see. I feel like I've seen my son,
Oh, yes.
cause he's the doctor and, you don't want to be a doctor like that, it's like seeing Tom Baker doing the streak at a soccer game or something, and it's just a scar. And
oh man. Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
and I'm just on my first drink, so hopefully I won't butcher.
But House of Dragon really is. It's a good series. It really is.
It's better than Game of Thrones. I like it better. I thought it was Matt Smith. Just should win awards. He just win awards. He plays evil very well.
I mean, going from this family character to this dark character, yeah, the transition, brilliant. He's brilliant at it. He really is.
Yeah, definitely worth watching.
You know what I would really love? To see Peter Capaldi in there somewhere.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes. He could be a diabolical, some sort of how they have an acolyte or some sort of somebody in a higher, a cardinal, in their religion.
Or
or
Littlefinger in the Game of Thrones series. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, my word.
Yes, twirling his little mustache.
Yes.
Yes, very much so. Bring him on.
Yes,
do it. I would love it. I would love the whole cast.
He's a fan of it. Yeah, that would be interesting. I believe he is. Yes.
Of House of the Dragon or just Game of Thrones?
I think all of it. Game of Thrones, definitely.
Yeah, he seems like that kind of person.
So
me and Peter could totally hang. I'm telling you, it'd be so cool. Be watching John Pertwee.
Yep.
House of the Dragon. Yeah.
Yep.
Totally cool dude.
Pick his brain about art and everything. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my God. It'd just be I'd be like Jason. Just, here go the movies. We're gonna hang.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm kidding. My husband is an amazing guy, so I would never do that. I would never do any of. I would do that. I'm like, yes, it's Peter Capaldi, but nah, he's a married guy. I respect that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Totally respect that. So let's go to the next slide. Dress to Impress and Beware the Duchess. I don't know. I'm I did hear Daniel say, I did laugh. I mean, I know people are like, you're just judging the pictures, and I get it. We haven't seen any of it, but he wasn't wrong. It's like Doctor Who meets Bridgerton. He's not wrong. I mean, it honestly, nothing about this picture thrills me. I mean, I'm curious to see what the story is going to be, but none of it really I really want to see what this is about. I mean, because it tells you absolutely nothing. It's just, here, look at our pretty costumes. And I get it. He wants to keep everything hush-hush and not reveal anything. But I think you're kind of turning people off by not revealing what your kind of the whole idea of this is to some degree. I don't know.
I don't want it to be another girl in the fireplace type episode. You know? I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
I'm just afraid that look, he's done the racial issues very well and he's done them very badly.
Mm-hmm.
in the sense of, I know it was a companion, but the next doctor and like who was supposed to be the companion of David Morrissey, even though he really wasn't the doctor.
Right.
She acted like, she just ran the place. And it's like, that wouldn't have been like that back then. Even in England, it wouldn't have been that way. But yet he takes a character like Martha and he does it very well in Family of Blood, where Joan Redfern is her name.
Yes.
And she said she couldn't believe that she had even had any kind of knowledge about anything with like the medical, medical field.
Yeah.
So he can do it right. I'm just afraid he either won't address it at all, which will make it feel weird and then take you out, or it'll just be like white man bad. And I don't want that either. So I think that that's exactly why a lot of people didn't want a black doctor, because when he goes in the past, it's going to be always constantly referred to.
Mm-hmm.
Or it isn't going to be referred to, and it's just going to take you out and be, not that Doctor Who's realistic, but if you're in a historical moment, you do kind of want some realism.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it takes you out.
For sure.
But I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? I mean, I'm curious what you guys think.
I do like what Kelly said. She thinks David Morrissey should have been a doctor. Would have been a fantastic one. I agree.
Yes. I mean, he still could be. He's not too old. A lot of people think he's too old because nobody wants an old doctor, and I think that's a problem. Especially since the first doctor that we had was old. I always like an older doctor. I always prefer that.
Yeah. Wisdom. Why? That's why. I mean, yeah.
I see what she's saying, and that's actually good writing, Kelly. But I don't think that as much as RTD's pretty good, I just don't know if he's that good to think of that. But that's a really good point. Yeah, you could do a perception filter. Like the TARDIS, you could write in like it has a perception filter. But then again, if you do that, then there'll be people screaming, that's racist, So who knows? But that is a good idea. That explains it. I think the doctor screwed Time to Hang It Up. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to think that, but again, I've said this many times that I felt like in 2017 is kind of when my doctor ended. Mm-hmm. The Doctor Who that appealed to me ended. And if anything is good out of this, it's just extra.
I agree.
I mean, I'm not even I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I'm not saying it's going to be good, but it's never going to be what came before.
Right.
I don't care what they try to do. I would be very shocked if it was.
Yeah. I have to agree.
David Morrissey was born in 1964. That's old to these youngins, though. I'm old to these youngins. Anything older than like 30 these days is old to them. We're boomers. We're boomers. Even if we're Gen X, we're boomers.
Yeah.
That's a compliment. That's how I look at it. That's a compliment. Call me a boomer. I don't care.
I don't have time to feel old. I have too much crap going on in my life.
We're having too much fun because I guarantee you those 30-year-olds are sitting. They're sitting home, and we're on YouTube, and we're like having a blast. So you know what?
Hell yeah. Yeah,
nothing
for
wrong
sure.
with that. Boomers
drinking our vodka and lemonade and talking shit about people we don't like in Doctor Who, and love it.
Right. That's the American way.
That's right.
That's the American way. We're not polite about it either. We're not like these those limeys. Oops.
No.
I will get a hate letter. How dare you call us limeys?
Those you save and you burn in winter to keep warm. So, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't appeal to me because, again, it just seems unrealistic. But, okay. I don't watch Downton Abbey either. There's certain things, I don't mind period pieces like that sometimes. It just depends on what it is. It depends on the film. It depends on, it just depends.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the American way, just without guns. I don't know about you, but
depends on where you go.
This is where you live. It's where you Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
Surprised we haven't got a gun on our flag.
Oh, and just outside of Music City. I mean, hey. So yeah.
And here's some more. I don't know how I got that. Why I did that, but she does look very pretty. I have to say, she looks fitting in that. That suits her. And I do like the fact that she comes across a lot classier than Rose did, which I do appreciate. So, I think she's a really good choice. I do. I think, but I'm really more worried about the doctor. That's the actor that, really needs to shine, regardless of who they get. The doctor is the main focus. And if he's good, then everything else will fall in. And if the writing's good, then everything will fall in. So all the others it's just stuff to just gripe about. So this next picture made me laugh. And me and Jason had a real good laugh about it for a good couple minutes. What does this look like to you guys? Anybody in the chat? Mr. Hyde, don't let me down.
Oh, really? It looks like trees in there. That's what it looks like to me. Trees and sunshine.
I guess I can't. Let me see if I can make it bigger. I can't because I can't present. It won't work. Yeah, it actually is. Blue Peter had actually put the instructions, and it's cute. It's for little kids, but it looks like inside is a bong.
Okay, wait. I got to blow it up. You might lose me.
Yeah.
I got it. Oh my God. It really does. Wow. Oh boy. Yeah.
You could cut the top out and take you a toke there.
Yeah, for sure. Jeez.
Giving people ideas. No, but it's cute. It's instructions on how to build the TARDIS, and I guess the middle part is supposed to be the console. But to me, it just looks like a bong.
It does. Just,
jeez. Keep it away from Cheech and Chong.
Oh, man. Somebody said it looks like the TARDIS has worms.
It did. They got rid of the worms. They dewormed it. Yeah.
Oh my word.
A drunk on a 3-day binge thinking of a crab lotion was classic.
Oh man. Wow.
Better than the last console anyway. Yeah. The crystals. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Oh mercy.
Well, I will tell you that was the only way to watch Flux. And it still wasn't enjoyable.
Oh man.
I mean, you could have been doing heroin and it wouldn't have been very enjoyable either. It's just, I don't know. It's cute. I just really I guess because I'm just thinking there's going to be some parent that going, why are you teaching my child to create a bong?
Oh my gosh. That it does look like that. Wow.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. I mean, it's cute. I wouldn't have done that. It looks like what it is. It looks like a plastic bottle that they cut off and then they put some sort of plastic tube and with some sort of tinsel inside.
All I can think of is almost it looks almost like claymation.
It does. I think it's I didn't write down the instructions because I thought it was funny looking, but I think it looks like it's just probably just like cardboard and they just paint. I mean, it's ingenious. I mean, I have to say that the outside isn't too bad. It's just the inside. I'm just like, wow, that really does look like a bong. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, she's the UK spokesperson, Catherine Tate, for Eurovision. She was announced, and it's much deserved. I mean, honestly, the BBC needs to promote more of these actors from Doctor Who from the past because it's actually a good idea. Thank God it's not Yaz or any of the season 13 actors. I mean, even if they would have put Bradley Walsh, it would have been looked down upon. People would have really just they wouldn't have been very happy. So, I mean, at least they're kind of in the right direction on this. Whether that continues that way, who knows? But yeah, like congratulations to her.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've gone back and watched the Catherine Tate show because of, watching her in Doctor Who.
Yeah, so, she's got some, and you know what? I'm surprised they haven't canceled her for that one bit about the where she's the translator. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Where she basically takes this job. She can't. She's not multilingual at all. She's not. She's just like, she takes this job. She's supposed to be this translator for this meeting, and it's got all the diplomats from the world. And the way she's translating is so offensive. If you get my drift, like, especially when it gets to the Chinese diplomat. Yeah. So I'm surprised it hasn't been canceled, but it's, if you haven't seen it, look it up. It's great. It's hilarious. Yeah. It's one of her best. Yeah, definitely look it up. I'd play it here, but my God, I'd be like, I really honestly don't want the hate mail, because it would probably generate quite a bit. She played that, but it's pretty available to everybody. It's you can look it up on YouTube. I'm surprised surprised she hasn't been canceled for that yet.
Wow.
I don't want to give anybody ideas, because you really shouldn't cancel.
But Tate. Comedians, they go after everybody.
Yes, that's
and
what
they
comedy
should.
is.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So yeah.
So not that this hasn't been all happy. I mean, obviously Catherine Tate, that's always happy, and the bong TARDIS kind of made me happy, but the pictures and the cryptic teaser trailer didn't make me as happy. But this next stuff is, I like the covers of some of the new Big Finish that's coming out. So we're going to talk about that for a bit. It's a new audio adventure to celebrate 60 years of Doctor Who and more. And we're going to go through each one. And I do like some of the covers, and some of the titles are okay. And some of the titles, I just like, why are you calling it that? But specifically this one, I think it's because the Daleks with the exclamation part throws me off. But this is a new cast audio starring Tom Baker, Sadie Miller, and Christopher Naylor. And I haven't actually heard Sadie Miller, who is Elizabeth Sladen's daughter. I haven't heard her do Sarah Jane yet. So interesting. I'm sure people in the chat have. I'm sure Kelly is probably listening to some. I've heard she's great. But obviously they're kind of playing off the Genesis of the Daleks thing here. It says the Doctor is presented with an awful prophecy, the conquest of all time by the Daleks. To prevent this terrible fate, the Time Lords have decided to weaponize time and destroy the Daleks before they were created, and they want the Doctor to carry out this task. So, it's I like the cover. I definitely like the new logo. It looks so much better than that crappy one they've had for 4 years.
Yeah, it is pretty neat.
I don't know. Have you listened to some Big Finish? I think you have. You said
I have. Yes, I like them. Mm-hmm. Maybe not all of them, but yeah, I do. That one with Tom Baker, maybe interesting.
There's just tons, and it's like, for me, it's like I really do mean to go back, and I have bought some Big Finish that I haven't even listened to, and they do run sales. Periodically, and I'm sure some of these are coming out are going to be like pricey, but they do run sales periodically. But I just honestly, like, there's so many things I have to watch. I need about like 15 of me because I have so many things that I want to enjoy. I want to read the Target novels. I want to listen to Big Finish. I want to like read my Doctor Who books that I have in there that I haven't read, like, the information books. It's like I just don't have time. It's like, I guess I could read a little bit of this, listen to Big Finish, and then watch another episode of something. It's like, but again, it's just, there's only so much time, and eventually I'll do a binge and I'll just get into Big Finish again, and I'll kind of like start listening again. Hopefully that'll happen soon. There's so much to buy. That's what I mean. Like when people go, well, they act like if current Doctor Who's not good, they have nothing. It's like, you have plenty of stuff. You just choose not to like delve into it.
Yeah. I mean, I'll listen to audiobooks or whatever drama, full cast dramas playing on YouTube as I'm cooking dinner, doing dishes, folding laundry, doing whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, and I like them because they're not just someone reading a book. They're like, yeah, special effects.
Yep.
Obviously Tom Baker is in this. I mean, it's Tom Baker. Like, he needs to record as much as he can.
Exactly.
Because we'll have stuff to listen to for years.
Yeah.
You know, God rest his soul when he goes, because I mean, that would be a sad day. I don't want to see that, but please just do as much as you can. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he's definitely left a legacy, which is, you know, and there's actually a couple more in here in this list. So he's a busy man for his age, definitely. And the next one is the Christopher Eccleston one. And obviously it looks like Louise Jameson's going to be in there in this with him. I'm not sure why didn't list her. Maybe she's playing a different character, but the Doctor meets many remarkable people on his travels, those at the forefront of innovation and exploration, from a deep space colony ship making safe haven to the frozen Arctic waste and the foundation of ideas which will touch the lives of millions. The Doctor is there to help with human race's greatest pioneers. Doesn't really tell me a whole lot. The other one sounded better to me. I mean, it's Christopher Eccleston, which is obviously that's a plus for a lot of people,
right?
Because he just recently started doing Big Finish after being pissed off at the BBC for many years, and I know a lot of people are huge fans, and they all, you know, he only got one season, so this is kind of interesting because we get more. So is this something that you would look into, wanting to listen, or?
I probably would, because I do like Christopher Eccleston's Doctor, and you know, we've talked before about Luke Oliver doing his rendition, and I'd love to hear Chris actually, you know, narrate the story and see how it goes.
Yeah, get him and Peter Capaldi.
Oh yeah, for real.
I would love to have Christopher Eccleston on here with Peter Capaldi narrating it.
That would be great. Yeah. Definitely. I mean,
can you do a script read for us? Yes, I love Exhausted Supplies. I do. I really love that. I think it's better than some Big Finish. I wish it was longer. Like, it just needed to be a little longer, because 30 minutes an episode isn't long enough.
But yeah, I agree.
It is. I mean, I'm sure it costs a lot of money just for them to do that, and the production value on that is really good for something that's not Big Finish. So my dream is still to have a story with 6 and 12. The level of snark would be at 11. Yeah, that would be funny. And throw Catherine Tate in there. God.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, it would.
She'd give them all hell.
I hope Peter does audio, because he definitely has the voice for it, you know. And I need more 12. I know, like, people need more Eccleston. I need more 12. I need more 12 in any kind of avenue.
Yeah. Well, okay. You want to hear him narrate a book? Listen to Watership Down with him narrating it. He does a fantastic job.
Oh, I know he does other things, but I just want to hear him as the Doctor again. Like, I just want him to put you know, step in those shoes again. I think that's what it is for me. I think that I didn't get enough. And yes, that's selfish, because Eccleston only got a season, but three seasons with Capaldi was just not enough. It just wasn't enough for me.
Yeah.
But
I get it. I totally get it.
I didn't appreciate it enough. I took it for granted, and I feel that. And I didn't take it for granted, and I feel that way. I just feel like I should have enjoyed it even more.
And I came into him late, you know. And
yeah, you told me that story, that it didn't set with you, and you just, like, it took you a while to gel. See, I was the opposite. I was like, I'm in love. Like, he's my Doctor. That's it. End of story. There'll never be another one. There'll never be another one like him. And, you know, that's how I kind of feel still. And now, yes, Richard Armitage does a great job with audiobooks. Yes, he's quite a nice looking man too. He has also got a fabulous voice. Yes. Nice to look at too. Very nice to look at. Okay, so let's go to the next one. This one doesn't really appeal to me as much. I guess because the cover doesn't seem like, I do like the logo. It's the Sixth Doctor, Colin Baker, Bonnie Langford, Ruth Manley, and Imogen Stubbs. Hebby Harrison has vanished from the timelines, and the Doctor and Mel must find a way of getting her back. From 1930s New York to New Zealand in 1910, their mission takes them on a thrilling new adventures. But little do they realize what perils lie ahead. Does that sound like the Weeping Angels?
Seems like it. Huh.
I'm wondering if like it's a Weeping Angels story, because it kind of sounds like that. And they like taking new villains and throwing them with classic Doctors, I think. I don't know. Have you seen Colin Baker as the Doctor?
I've seen that awful coat. I mean, I prefer Sylvester McCoy. There's just something about Colin Baker that just rubs me wrong.
He's a lot of snark. A lot.
Yeah. I guess that's it. I don't know.
I don't mind him because like he's like a very alien Doctor. He's like a very superior alien Doctor. And to me, it kind of shows you how alien the Doctor really is.
Yeah.
And I think Hartnell has some of that too. And I don't like every episode. I did like parts of Trial of the Time Lord. But his series is kind of riddled with some really bad stories. And you had Mel, which was really annoying at times. She's better in audiobooks. And I do like Colin Baker better in the audio.
Okay.
Yeah. Him and Peter Davison are better in the audio, in my opinion.
Okay.
And I've listened to a lot of Davison stories. In fact, I have a couple I haven't listened to that I actually bought. They're older, but yeah, Colin Baker is really good in Big Finish. He kind of shines. Yeah, he's much friendlier. He did do The Horrible the Pirates, which is a musical, which I don't know. I mention that every stream now. It's like the thing to mention. Pirates. It's like, are you sure you hate it? Yeah, I hate it. I know Kelly likes it, so I'm not gonna like. But
well, I know that I love Paul McGann. Oh boy, I could listen to him talk all night. He's just got one of those voices.
Yeah, he's a romantic Doctor.
He is
romantic. I don't mean like he's like it's like Jane Eyre or. I mean, although there's some of that to it, but it's
right.
He's the romantic age,
Yes,
debonair and just, classy and
yes.
And I do like that. I really, I love his audios.
Mm-hmm.
And the early ones, especially, he's much more like elegant. I guess elegant is a really good word. The elegant Doctor.
Yeah.
And I think he has the coolest TARDIS.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, he does. And it's like, as much as when I first saw Doctor Who, the movie, I didn't like it. The more I've grown to love it. Because of him.
Yeah.
And how I feel like he was cheated.
I agree.
And it was Roseanne's fault.
I remember watching that, and then the guy who played the Master, Eric Roberts, and I remember the Eye of Harmony and all that in there, and that was just brilliant. I liked it, loved it.
Yeah, so. There's some characters that they didn't age well, but like the kid, I didn't like him very much, and I still don't. I think that was just, I know what they were doing. That it was the time of the 90s where there was like they wanted like some young kid. It was like he looked like he'd be good at martial arts, and it was like it was the 90s, But I really feel cheated now because I kind of feel like if they'd had a few more episodes for to gel with people, I think it could have been something. But again, we got him in Big Finish, which I'm thankful for. I still want an animated series, but
yes,
I don't know if I'll ever
that would be brilliant. I know.
Now this next cover, I love. I love the colors in this, and I just want to listen to it based on the cover. And it looks like to me, that. It's probably not, but the Sarah Jane here, it looks like she's got the Hand of Fear outfit on because I can't see the rest of it, but it looks like the red shirt, it's the hair, and obviously it's got Kate Stewart and Osgood in it, and it just looks really cool. Like, I don't know, I like the kind of the creature features that they do. It says the doctor has been injured. His body glows with energy, but this is no regeneration. Instead, the doctor's faces begin to appear as he flits between incarnations. Please don't let it be Jodie Whittaker. Please don't let it be Jodie Whittaker. Please don't let him flip back between Jodie Whittaker.
Now, did you click your heels together 3 times?
Right,
as you did that?
right. Please don't become Jodie Whittaker. Please don't. No, I just don't want her anywhere near this. I mean, he might have a breakdown if he in the story. He's in a mental institution, questioning his life choices. Setting out to solve the mystery of his degeneration, he follows clues to retrace his steps, encountering old friends and enemies along the way. Yeah,
Man.
it sounds interesting. I like the cover. I like the fact that you got Sarah Jane there. Gemma Redgrave and Ingrid Oliver in it. And it's like, I don't know. I just really do. It reminds me of kind of a classic thing.
The colors on the cover actually, to me, just scream Tom Baker.
It pops. Yeah.
Totally and pops. I love Osgood's character.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it would be interesting.
So
yeah, exactly. It's many big finishes, so little time and money. I don't have the money, and if I just stopped buying certain things, I probably could. But there's so many other things I want too, and it's like, okay, I got to make choices.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's exactly. You need a new computer. You use this for to try to build something, right? So you need a computer. So there's so much. But yeah, that I actually would maybe shell out some dough for this. I don't think I'd buy the physical copy, although I'm sure it's very nice. But the digital copies are way cheaper. I may just wait till it goes on sale is what I would do. Past lives. So that's number 1 in a series of 10,698. Well, we ignore what Chibnall says.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we ignore that. So it's really good. I don't know what he was saying there. It's read by, is this one read by Dan Starkey? Okay. Anyway, I'm confused. I don't know what people are talking about in this. I love piracy. Not that I ever do it. Okay. I see. Private conversations. All right.
Yeah, piracy is never done on here, right?
Arg.
Arr me, matey.
Okay. I'm not reading all that. But here we go with another past lives.
Oh golly, really?
I do like the cover though. It's retro. It's cool. But this whole past lives thing, it almost sounds like a soap opera. Past lives, Doctor Who. It's a 60th anniversary cover, featuring the Diamond Doctor Who logo. So obviously we're going to talk about past lives again in this too.
Oh mercy.
Yeah. Let's get past that. No pun intended. But I do like the cover. I think the cover's cool. Doesn't really tell me. This is cool. Comrades in Arms, featuring the War Doctor. He encounters a maternal medical robot. So basically, it's a nurse, an unusual Time Lord memory bank, and an unhinged berserker Dalek. It doesn't really tell you much, but I do like the cover. The artwork is amazing.
It is.
And it's the War Doctor. And I've never heard of this person called Jonathan Carley, although he was in the other one. I think he was in the first one we looked at. I'm pretty sure he's playing Harry, but in this, he looks like he's playing the War Doctor, because obviously John Hurt is no longer with us anymore. But yeah, that's cool.
Might be interesting.
So I think that's the last one. So of all of those, which ones would you guys buy? I'm thinking of this. This is the only one I'd probably buy if I was going to buy one. I think that looks the best. And I think that sounds like the most interesting story. even though it is about past lives. Which
Yeah.
I just crapped on and this one. But I don't know, which one would you be interested in listening to?
Well,
out
definitely
of
the
those?
Tom Baker one with all the characters on it.
Yeah.
Because I love Kate, and Sarah Jane and Osgood, and I probably want to listen to the Eccleston one and maybe the John Hurt one.
Yeah, I mean, those are all good. If you have limited funds and with Poe,
Yeah.
I'd probably get this. If I was going to buy one that
Yeah.
I just, would be excited to listen to, it'd probably be this. But I think that that's good that they're really doing more classic, and they brought back the cool logo.
Yeah.
And they've kind of, they need to just retire with this logo and stop changing the logo, to be honest, in my opinion. I think it's getting ridiculous. They have so many logos for Doctor Who. It's just,
Yeah.
I like everything to kind of like be consistent.
Exactly.
And I think this is a good one. And they should keep it and use it forever from now on.
Exactly.
And have it on everything, even the Peter Capaldi stuff.
Yep.
For my opinion. I don't know. Some people like the different logos. I think this is a classic one. So let's talk about really happy stuff. Good Omens.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Yes. July 28th. Cannot wait. I'm more excited for this than Doctor Who.
Yep.
Because it's right around the corner. And number 2, it's not affected by the writer strikes because it's already filmed,
Done.
bitches.
That's right. That's right.
It's like, can't touch it. After a lot of talking around the burning bush, Gary, did you write this article? I need to know. Good Omens Season 2 will premiere on July 28th. The comedy, which is originally suspected to be a limited series due to the fact that there was only one book published, was such a hit with audiences that Prime Video greenlit a second season with Neil Gaiman's permission, of course. The original novel was published in 1990 as a collaboration between Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. In the book, the angel Aziraphale and the demon Crowley had to team up, and they spelled Crowley wrong. It wasn't Gary that wrote this, trust me. And team up in order to prevent the apocalypse. Both are kind of oddballs among their respective species, but the fish out of holy water vibe worked. The new season is completely original story from Gaiman. In season 2, Aziraphale and Crowley are getting back to normal. Living in London among mortals with a new angel, Muriel, shows up unexpectedly at their doorstep. The angel and new angel and demon will have to solve a mystery before they can get back to their domestic lives together.
Oh boy.
I don't like the way they put that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm imagining in my mind David Tennant in a dress with an apron on, vacuuming like Queen in that video.
But he did wear a dress.
Free.
He did wear a dress when he was playing the nanny of Adam or whichever boy in the first series.
Good Omens Season 2 will star Michael Sheen and David Tennant, reprising their roles as the angel Aziraphale and demon Crowley. They got it right that time, respectfully. John Hamm is also coming back as Gabriel. He's okay. I liked him in Mad Men. Not so much as Gabriel. He's like a stuffed shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Dune, oh, good God. Macachan returns as Michael, and Gloria. Oh my God. Obi-Anyo is also back as Archangel Uriel. Uriel reminds me of urine.
Yeah.
There is a character in Supernatural. He's an angel. Obviously, they do their homework. But he's an angel, and his name is Uriel. And I'm like, I call him Urine because he's such a pisshead in the show anyway.
Man.
But Uriel. Uriel. Although they are in different roles, Miranda Richardson, Maggie Service, and Nina Sasanya also returned from season 1. New this season are Liz Carr as, oh my God.
Sarah Kell.
Yeah.
Waylon Sepulveda. I know that name.
Sepulveda as Muriel, and Shirley Khan as the demon Beelzebub.
Yep.
Yeah. I have had a long week. I'm telling you, reading is not going to be good today. Just telling you. The press release also states that Gaiman will continue as executive producer and co-showrunner along with executive producer Douglas McKinnon, who has returned to direct all 6 episodes. Gaiman has tweeted that he might not be able to promote Good Omens as he'd hoped due to the wet writer strike. But he could promote it. Like, you're on Twitter. You have thousands and thousands of followers. Dude, that's an excuse. Come on. I mean, I like Gaiman, but I mean, come on. You have marketing at your fingertips. Tell a YouTuber this, and they will tell you, use fucking hashtags.
Exactly. We'll just promote it for you.
No, I'm not going to do that. I got to promote my own stuff, man. It's tough out there. The second season of Good Omens will be 6 episodes. Oh. And it will be released in its entirety on Prime Video. Oh, in its entirety.
Well, good. Another show to binge.
Oh. See, that's really great news. So, I'm actually really excited about it. In fact, I'm just like, I'm itching to like rewatch the first season again.
Yeah.
To get ready, because I do that.
I do too.
Thank you. I don't want to hear him being whiny babying. I don't want to hear him whiny. I don't want to hear him whine because I'm a YouTuber and I have to promote my own stuff. So I don't want to hear it.
That's true.
Yeah, cry us a river. Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah.
The second one's starting to hit me. I'm starting to be like, I can't talk. Everything's so pretty. All of you are so pretty. Okay. So here's also good news. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this because being a fan of the original show, but there's some crazy people that think this show's good, and it's not. It's not good at all. It should never be made. And I love Jensen Ackles, but thank God this is getting canceled before it could do more harm than good. The Winchesters canceled at the CW after season 1. Thank God. I watched like 15 minutes of this show and it's crap. And I get it now because my gripe was, well, why do we need this? Because they already covered this in the Supernatural with the parents. But apparently it's an alternate universe, which I didn't see that coming. That's just completely boring. But it's the cast. The cast is terrible. And I'm sorry that they got fired. And I'm sorry it was canceled. But I want Supernatural's legacy intact. And I don't want anything to like mess it up. And I know that he's trying to do something really good. And I appreciate it. Now he's already calling for them to save the Winchesters. It's not going to happen because I think this has happened because of the writer's strike. I think this is exactly why this happened. It probably would have went on for a little while, unfortunately. I mean, you know, it was a good show. I would say it's a good show. I don't just watch anything just because I'm a fan of the original. I'm waiting for Andy not to be able to feel her tongue. I felt like that before I started drinking because it's just been it's like I said, it's just been like a Friday nights. I'm just like brain dead. I'm like, I'm basically sitting in front of the TV with my wine glass, just sitting there watching stuff. I'm not generally doing a stream. So this is what you get. I'm sorry. No, you can't have your money back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but she's not watching the Winchesters.
I'm definitely not doing that. I would not do that, even drunk or high or stoned or on heroin or meth. That's just
just have the TARDIS bomb, you know.
And I know, like, and I did the hashtag Supernatural, and I know they're coming for me. I know the fans. I know these bitches are coming for me because these people are loyal bitches. I'm telling you, they really are. They make Doctor Who fans look so pale in comparison of loyalty. Okay, the J-bots have nothing on Supernatural fans. They really don't. And they love everything they do. I mean, they could crap on a paper plate and like, oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever. So I'm not one of those fans. If it's not good, I'm going to tell you it's not good.
Right,
it's not
right.
Good. And I think one of the problem is that the people they look cookie cutter. They don't look like they come from the 70s. I would look at this and go, that's not the 70s. It's okay, but it doesn't really. They also canceled Kung Fu CW. I didn't see that coming. Yeah.
Damn.
Did you like that show?
My husband and I, we got into it. Shit. Well,
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh well.
I mean, I think CW does come up with some good shows because, I mean, Supernatural was one of those, and although it was WB when they came out, but you know, they have come out with some good stuff. But to like, you know, basically, you know, sink the knife in. They actually renewed Walker, which is starring Jared Padalecki, who plays Sam, for another season. So,
man,
and Jensen was very gracious, and he actually congratulated Jared Padalecki for the renewal. So, because they're really good friends. But I'm sure that was like kind of sucked. It was like, well, they canceled my show. They renewed yours for season 4. All right. So I decided to put this together, which this actually moved when the when it worked, this nostalgia section. And I got this article from Gary, and because he sent this to me, and it was ironic that we were just talking about this movie in the last stream that we did. And I actually bought the movie, hasn't come yet, but I did end up watching it on Stars, which was The Frighteners. And I think it's interesting to talk about an older show that maybe people don't know about, or, you know, we were talking about Peter Jackson last week with The Hobbit, which is Peter Jackson is just a great director. And so I thought we could talk about The Frighteners, which I just rewatched. And it's just about, this is the movie he made right before, about 5 years before he made Lord of the Rings. And this Peter Jackson movie features one of Michael J. Fox's best performances, and I would have to agree with that. I think this is one of Michael J. Fox's greatest movies.
I'm gonna have to go find it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go look it up and find it.
I think it's on a free service. It could be on TV.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to burp.
That's all right.
Trying to like talk and like read and like
That's those fizzy drinks. Yeah,
it is. Why did I do that? Okay. Before he made The Lord of the Rings, Jackson cast Fox in a horror comedy, and the two had a ghostly good time. And in telling you, this movie is so much fun. It really is. It's like, it kind of reminds me of like Ghostbusters, and it gets serious, but it's like a Ghostbusters type of Beetlejuice. It's better than Beetlejuice, in my opinion. And it's about a guy that can, you know, he can hear and see ghosts. And because he got in an accident, and he uses it to his advantage. Like he basically tells his ghosts to go haunt people, so he can come in and like use this little fake machine to get rid of them, and they'll pay him like $400, right? And there's these zany ghosts. It's like it's got oh god, what's his name? Like his name is he was actually really in the military. I think it's Roy Emery.
Oh, Arlie Ermy.
Yes.
Arlie Ermy. Oh my god, I adore that man.
Okay. Yes. And he's hilarious in the show. John Astin is in the show. He plays a character called Judge, and he's hilarious. And there's just these zany ghosts, except when he starts seeing numbers on people. Like he sees a number drawn on people's foreheads. And it's this ghost, which is Jake Busey, played by Jake Busey, who actually went on a killing spree, and he was executed, and he's back from the dead. And so he has to stop this ghost from like killing people. Because once you get a number on your head, like it's such a fun show. And it's like one of those underrated shows that and I'm not going to read all this because I literally can't read right now, which is something I didn't think of when I made this. I'm like, are you going to be able to read this after 2 drinks? But you see here's the ghosts that they have in it, and it was like, this guy's hilarious. So like he's basically complaining because he's always dressed like the 70s. He's got a fro. And then, you know, it's a lot of fun. It's definitely worth watching. Now, the special effects are dated, but it still holds up. It really does. It holds up in the sense that it's fun. It's not supposed to be like, you know, taken seriously. It's got a Ghostbusters feel, and it's definitely worth watching. It's definitely like, but it's got a serious side. It's got Dee Wallace Stone. She plays the girlfriend of Jake Busey, who was like, she helped in his crimes. And it's just a very fun movie, and it didn't get the love that it deserved. I think it premiered when Independence Day came out, and people were so focused on that they were just like, and I always like this movie. I like this movie better than Independence Day.
I don't think I've seen it, and I don't even know if Tracy has seen it. And he likes Michael J. Fox, so
yeah, and it's Robert Zemeckis. So
okay,
yeah,
it's it's gonna be good.
Yeah, and it's got good music, like the music when you had like Back to the Future or just that music in shows. It kind of reminds you of that type of thing. And it was kind of held back, I think, because it was R-rated at the time, and I never understood why this was an R-rated movie. Because it literally was like PG-13 at best, so it got an R rating for some reason. Also, Peter Jackson does make a cameo in it, and it's so funny, and you'll know him when you see him.
Okay.
I mean, it's like, but he's got like all these piercings in his face, and he's some kind of weirdo. But it's really a fun movie, and I definitely recommend it. And it's just, I don't know, it's just got a really cool. In fact, I have the trailer here, so if we want to watch it, we can watch the trailer.
Fine by me.
There has been a destructive force unleashed on this town such as I have never seen.
Oh my God, I don't believe this is not happening!
We have got a poltergeist!
Okay, well, folks, I can do a clearance, but it's not going to be cheap. Although I do offer a 6-month guarantee.
That fellow takes us totally for granted.
Hey, Stuart, in or out, huh?
Frank Bannister had a remarkable ability
Psychic investigator?
to communicate with the dead.
You can see spirits?
Emanations are normally confined to the cemetery,
You cannot push spirits around!
although they do escape.
And an uncanny knack
We're gonna scare the living daylights out of your parents.
for making a profit off the living.
We're supposed to be his business partners.
Everyone says that you're a fraud, but I've seen what you can do.
Give it up, Frank. Death ain't no way to make a living.
But now, some things put the fear of death in the living
What is happening to me?
and send the dead running for their lives.
I've seen a figure in a cape.
That was the soul coming. When your number's up, that's it.
Frank, we got problems. All these murders that have been going on in Fairwater, they're gonna pin them on you.
From Universal Pictures and Robert Zemeckis.
You're next, pal.
And acclaimed director Peter Jackson.
We don't stop till the screaming starts, you dig?
The Frighteners.
Yeah, Tracy and I are going to have to watch that. That looks
it's a lot of fun. It really is. And Jeffrey Combs is in it from Reanimator and Star Trek.
And
he plays a really weird character in it.
And I love Arlie Ermy.
I didn't know how to pronounce his name, but he's recognizable. He died a few years ago, right?
Yes. Yeah, and he was in a Full Metal Jacket, and I think he has a platinum record for his "This is my rifle, this is my gun." So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Full Metal Jacket.
I only watch it for the boot camp part because military through and through. So yeah, that's the best part of the movie.
Retro Doc says, I remember when it first came out, it really wasn't really marketed well at all, and the poster gave you no idea what it was about. Yeah, I agree. I thought it was going to be more like a horror show when I rented it, and I rented it back in VHS back in the day, and I thought it was going to be like that, but it ended up being just a really fun movie, and I enjoyed it. So thanks for sending me that article, because it's really cool, like when people send me stuff, because it's like sometimes you're looking around and you don't see it, but I've been trying to find more nostalgia type articles like that, because it's interesting to talk about stuff from the past.
If you like that movie with him in it, you'll probably like, just the name just went away. He played a doctor. Oh God. Oh man. He was a doctor. He went to a small town. Gary probably knows.
Doc Hollywood.
Yeah, that movie.
Yeah, I've seen the movie. It's been a long time.
That's a good movie. So
but it's like it's like it's nice to remember him. And I think this is probably, he probably knew he had Parkinson's when he made this movie.
Yeah.
But it was actually the last feature film he was in, was this movie.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I remember his TV series he had.
Yeah, Family Ties. And he was in Sin City as well. I used to be a big Michael J. Fox fan when I was a teenager. I've probably seen a lot of I've seen a lot of his movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. Secret of My Success. I went and saw that in the movie theater. Yeah, I mean, but to me, this has got more like a Back to the Future type of, funness to it. And it's like, it's kind of nice to see him back into that kind of like that role. I mean, there's a lot of Marty McFly. And actually a bit of trivia was like, I read that basically he kept calling the John Aston character Judge. He kept calling him Doc. And they had to correct him. It's Judge, not Doc. And John Aston is hilarious in this. Seriously, he's like the great character. He plays the old codger ghost, the cowboy ghost.
Okay,
so
cool.
Yeah, Tracy Pollan and him, have been married forever. Yeah, they actually met on Family Ties.
Wow.
So that was just a really nice. And so that is all we have. So we're just gonna sit here and we're gonna relax and enjoy our drinks and just chat because we have some free time. Our girls are okay, but I don't want to sit here all day and read stuff.
Yeah. How many of you guys in the chat have watched the series on Netflix, Wednesday?
Yeah.
I love that series.
Yeah, so much fun.
And I never watched the Addams Family, as a kid.
Really?
I would see bits and pieces of it.
But it wasn't your thing.
No, not at the time, but now because of the Wednesday series, I want to go back and watch it.
You can watch it. Yeah, I started rewatching it, and I do still watch it periodically, but I don't totally binge. You can watch it on, I think, Freevee.
Okay.
Which is the Prime.
Yeah.
And they have all the seasons.
Yeah. My favorite character, hands down, no pun intended, has got to be Thing.
Yeah. The way they did the series is great, and they kind of made it its own thing. They weren't trying to redo the Addams Family, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, and I won't give away any spoilers, but as my husband and I were watching the last 2 episodes the other night, we're like, okay, we know who it is. Oh shit, no, it's not it. Damn, so yeah. I was shocked.
Yeah, and I like Louise Guzman. I think a lot of people were like, that's not John Aston. Well, the original character was written by a guy named Charles Addams, and that's kind of how he drew him originally. Mentioned him. So Louise Guzman is I mean, they're not in it very much, but I think he does a good job, and I think Catherine Zeta-Jones does a good job, and I don't think they're really the focus. So I think a lot of people thought they were trying to redo the Addams Family, even though it was called Wednesday, but it's really not. It reminds me of a good Tim Burton and
yeah.
Not, and I don't know, does Tim Burton have anything to do with this show? I really didn't look up much about it. I just watched it.
I thought he did.
I think he does. Yeah,
did the series because it's very Tim Burton-ish.
But
I guess Tim
Burton. It's not like Dark Shadows Tim Burton or I'm not a huge fan of Beetlejuice. I know a lot of people are. I don't hate it. It's not the worst, but as far as Tim Burton goes, I think his best shows is like stuff like Alice in Wonderland or Coraline, or there was some other stuff that he did. Sleepy Hollow was good. I think he had something to do with Sweeney Todd.
He may have. I know my husband loves Sweeney Todd, so
yeah.
It's okay.
So, there's some good stuff he's done. I mean, I get, like I said, I'm not big on like Edward Scissorhands or Beetlejuice, but this I like the way that they did the costumes. I like the way the characters are. I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's really a good show.
Yeah, Gary's saying he was going to watch it, but then he read there's annoying wokeness in it. But the storyline in it makes
I don't remember
up for that.
but I didn't really see that though.
There may be parts in there, but I like the storyline.
But again, like I think there's certain people that build stuff up that it's like, yeah, it's there, but it's not like, it's not the worst. You know what I mean? Like I've seen worse. I mean,
Jodie Whittaker.
yeah, Jodie Whittaker, Star Trek Discovery, some of it. I mean, I know you like it, but there's probably more wokeness in Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
Yeah. But I think it depends on someone's level of wokeness, what you're willing to like, you know, accept. I mean, you know, what one person is offended by, another person, you know, won't be, and vice versa. So,
right.
I don't know. I think it's worth watching. I don't think it wasn't anything that I was like, oh my God, I'm so offended, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think there are parts, you know, and times of the day that I identify as Wednesday. Like,
oh my God,
you know, I'm not a hugging person.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm the 12th Doctor. I'm not a hugging person.
Right.
You know, unless it's my family. But, you know, yeah. And I'm definitely very standoffish. It takes me a while to unwind.
Oh yeah, at work I'm totally Wednesday. I'm Aubrey Plaza, and I'm Wednesday at work.
Yeah.
And you know, but I'm okay with that. Like a lot of times, like today, like a lot of times, like I'll just, you know, we have like these every once in a while they'll bring food for everybody. Like literally, I'll be sitting there at the table by myself. Nobody will sit with me. And I'm not saying that just because, you know, I want to feel bad for myself. I'm glad I'm different. Right, I wouldn't want to be like everybody else. So I'm fine with it.
Well, honestly,
I honestly do not want them sitting with me.
Well, when I worked back in the day, I would take and, you know, go off and find a quiet place just to be by myself.
Right, because that's the point of lunch, is being by yourself, in my opinion. Right. I was like, I'm here to lunch. I'm basically here to eat and look on Discord.
That's right.
and talk to people that I can relate with.
Exactly.
I'm not saying there's not people there that I can relate with, because I can, but you know, it's like they're kind of far and few between, and you know, the whole fandom, and I mean fandom, the good fandom. I mean the fandoms and different genres, people I met from liking different genres is like my family. Right. So, you know, I'm constantly in that world in my head. So I don't know. Wednesday's a great show. You should really watch it, Gary.
It's good. I love the storyline. There's a mystery in there, and you got to try to solve the mystery. So
yes, he likes mysteries.
And speaking
if I'm watching Death in Paradise, you got to watch Wednesday.
Well, and speaking of mystery, I saw somewhere on the web that they're remaking Matlock. Now, when I think of Matlock, I think of Andy Griffith. You know, that's just who I grew up with. Well, now they're remaking that again, another show to remake, and I think it's Kathy Bates going to play the character.
I mean, I don't have anything in the game because I would never watch Matlock. It wasn't my thing. But honestly, Kathy Bates is a great actress.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Gary did say it was Kathy Bates. I
get people are triggered by the gender swap. I get it. But if you're going to get a woman, you know.
Yeah, because I was telling Tracy, and Tracy's like, Misery Catherine Bates? And I said, yep. He's like, God.
Kathy Bates. Okay.
Oh, she's a great actress.
Okay, first of all, she made Coven. American Horror Story Coven. She made that show.
See, I haven't seen that.
Just her character, man. She played Dolores. Okay. I can't remember her name, but she was actually a real person. She was a horrible person that tortured slaves and stuff. But my God, when they brought her back from the dead. Okay, I'm just gonna say this, and there's a GIF. You've probably seen it. Like you sit on a throne of lies. That GIF that she's saying that, it's because they told her. Because they brought her back from the 1800s in Louisiana, right? Because she was a torturer. She tortured people back in the day. Let me look up. I need to look up her name, but I think her last name is Dolores, but I can't remember the first name. Well, anyway, they brought her back from the dead. These witches did, which was God, Jessica Lange, right? Because I love Jessica Lange. Anything Jessica Lange is, I'm there. I love her. She's dramatic. I just love her. Okay, she brought her back from the dead, and then so basically, I can't remember the reason she did, but it was kind of she had a reason, and they told her Obama was president.
Oh God!
And she lost her shit, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. So I'm telling you, if you watch any American Horror Story, which American Horror Story is pretty dark, okay? I like horror, and there's things I can watch, okay? But some of that shit just stays with you.
I think my son has watched it, my oldest son. So
it's really well made, but Ryan Murphy is a sick SOB. That's all I'm gonna say. Stephen King has nothing on Ryan Murphy. The things that this man creates. How a guy can come from going from Glee to American Horror Story, dude, you just something wrong with you. But there's some good storylines in American Horror Story that you're just like, I can't look away. I gotta watch.
Gary said, if I want to watch an American Horror Story, I'll tune in to MSNBC. I call that BSNBC.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, our whole system is a horror story. It's American Horror Story with Biden at the helm. Sorry, I didn't mean to go political, but
oh man, hey,
damn, I've had a few. Yep. If I'm not going to go political, this is the time. Don't worry about tomorrow when I wake up and go, what the fuck did you say that?
Yeah, no. Oh, Rush called it PSM NBC, maybe PMS NBC.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
Rush. Oh, that man.
Yeah.
That man changed my life, man.
Oh.
That man helped me not become a liberal. Because at 19, when you're 19, you're young, you're stupid. You think you know more than your parents. So you think you want to go a little left, right? Well, I started listening to Rush, and he turned me around, man. That man changed my life. I was reading his books at 19 years old because I wanted to understand what conservatism was. You want to understand what conservatism is? Read Rush. Read some of his books. Listen to old broadcasts. That's what being conservative is, man. Yeah, Rush is my man. And I cried when he died. I cried because he was a part of my life since 1992. I listened to him. I listened to him off and on since 1992.
Wow. So, I had one of his books, and I forget the book, but
see, I told you so. Was one of them. Yeah. And The Way Things Ought to Be was another one, I think. But I think he wrote more, but I just life happened, and
yeah.
Yes. That book changed my life. I could do a whole stream on The Way Things Ought to Be. I think
exactly. We'd get in trouble and censored,
especially
and banned,
especially on culturalism.
Yeah, and swatted and everything else.
Culturalism explains it so well, and he actually predicted what was going to happen that's happening today. Because when you have multiculturalism to the way we have it, that's why, yes, America's a melting pot, but it gets messed up. You need to hold on to the ideals you found in the country on. Otherwise, you're screwed.
Exactly.
And here we are trying to escape with, so I won't go too much into that because we're trying to have fun. But, you have to put 3 drinks in me. I start talking America. Like the Hodge twins.
Oh, hell yeah. I love watching them. Oh, my God.
Hilarious. Yes. So funny. So funny.
And they're people of color. And they just tell it straight just like it is. Hell yeah. So, yeah.
I respect people that tell it like it is. I always will. Because, you know where you stand with somebody that tells it like it is. You can't fault them for that because it's just, where you stand. I don't like people that say nice things to your face and then you find out, they don't like you or they're talking about you behind your back. Right. I like people who are very straightforward. So,
yeah, it's like a Firefly quote. It's on one of my T-shirts. Have the guts to say it to my face. Something like that. Yeah. Hell yeah. Next time you decide to have me in the back, have the guts to say it to my face.
Right. Yes. Yes, I agree. And I agree with Kelly. Kelly says, we are a melting pot, but melting pot means people assimilate. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I went to England, I'd have to assimilate with, their, yeah, we love your governor too. DeSantis rocks. But anyway, let's back to pop culture and because I could go on a tangent. Trust me, I won't go there, but I want to go there.
Oh, same because I have so much I could say.
But
God, okay, so we got Good Omens coming out. Thank God.
Oh my God.
What else?
I want to be happy about Doctor Who, but I'm not right now. I really want to be happy about it.
Same. I mean, I saw John Steed. He put out, showing pictures of like different doctors or cereal boxes and
oh yeah, I saw that.
Jodie Whittaker, on the Wheaties box, and I'm like, and it was Will Wheaton's uniform. I'm like, damn, they're wearing like the same shirt. Oh shit,
yeah. That's a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's like wow.
I wasn't a big fan of his character.
He was annoying. He was annoying.
I really didn't mind him in shows like Stand By Me. That's the thing. Like he has like promise.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like I really feel bad for him that his childhood sucked. But we're all I mean, not saying my childhood totally sucked, but there was moments, right?
Right.
It's like everybody has issues. Everybody has things. You got to stop blaming your parents for everything.
Right.
Exactly. Shut up, Wesley. Wesley Crusher. It's like his last name just annoyed me. And I enjoyed the series, but every time there was an episode focused on him, I just wanted to turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to feel that way. Like I want to enjoy every character, but like unfortunately, you just don't in ensemble shows like that.
I like it when he left the series, and then he came back as an older cadet, and then they had that shuttlecraft incident.
Oh yeah, and him and Picard got stranded together.
Right. That was the one where he was at the academy and there was a shuttlecraft accident and it resulted in the death of somebody.
Oh yeah, and then they covered it up and he did the right thing.
That was an awesome.
That was a better one.
And
then there was one where because it was hilarious because I don't cancel many people. Okay.
The first duty. Okay.
I don't. Oh yeah. See, you're reading my mind. I don't normally cancel people, but I don't watch Ashley Judd movies, and I don't watch Alec Baldwin movies generally. Okay. And I was like, it was funny because I was watching it, and here she appears, and I'm like, well, I guess my boycott is over. Only because I just think she's. I don't know. I can't stand to watch her. But again, I agree. Wesley was so lame. He couldn't even score with Ashley Judd when she was First of all, Ashley Judd at that time would not be throwing herself at Wesley Crusher. It seemed odd.
I think the only Ashley Judd movie I saw was Double Jeopardy with Tommy Lee Jones. That was a brilliant movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Yeah.
I mean, I would have done exactly what she did.
Well, yeah. She's a good actress, but that was before she went crazy, and even her ex-husband was saying she's a nut. So yes, I am. I'm really gonna rewatch some of that. I'm gonna rewatch the first season again because it's so fun. I like it when David Tennant is in the car and it's on fire.
Oh, I love that car. Oh my God, I want that car. Somebody around here on our way to go do errands, we take the back roads, and somebody has an actual Hudson Hornet for sale. And I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had the money.
I didn't know what the car was called.
Now I don't know what his is called. Maybe Gary knows.
I have this. There's two cars that I'd like to have. One is a 1967 Chevy Black Impala.
Okay.
For reasons or supernatural. And the second one is a ZZ Top car. I just want to ride around in that car doing the Texas boogie. That's what I want.
Oh man, where we live, we have a Lamborghini dealer, close by now, and I'm like, damn, I want to go look at those Lambos. So that's my dream car, is a Lamborghini.
I love muscle cars. I love 1969 Ford Mustang. But the Chevy Impala, if you've seen the car in person, I have seen it. Oh, and just when a car like that starts up, it's like a GTO, right? It starts up, it's got that purr, it's got that rumble.
Right.
Cars don't have now. And like, I try to drive my Honda Civic like it's a muscle car because I love speed. In my other life, I was a race car driver, listening to AC/DC on the road, jamming. Today I had it jamming on the way home, dreaming I'm like in some kind of muscle car.
Oh gosh. When I was a child, when I was like 10, 11, 12, I used to race motocross. So I get it. I totally get it.
No, I mean, seriously, like I should be a racer. I mean, I love speed.
Me too.
I love living on the edge, and I love that. And I don't know why, but I got the heaviest foot on earth, and I can't help myself. And I'm sure my husband prays for me every time I go out, because I'm just like, I turn that music up, and I'm like, boom, let's go.
Yeah, my last speeding ticket was like cost me $200.
I haven't had a shocking.
Yeah, I was gonna say you better knock on wood.
I need some sort of mojo in here. I haven't had a speeding ticket in 20 years. And I don't know how, because I'm serious. I was going 90 on the freeway today. Listen, what was I listening to? I was listening to, it was just like, I was feeling, it was Wild Side by Crew. And I was like, I'm just, with a song like that, you got to speed, man. I mean, you're listening to Wild Side. You just got to go. It's like, highway to hell comes on. You ain't going to go 35.
Man, I was going, my son and I were coming back from a football thing, and we were on this Highway 7. It's just a 2-lane highway, supposed to go 50 on it. I was doing 70.
I can't
in the rain.
Same as Hagar.
And I had I had something in the car I shouldn't have had, and I'm like, oh shit, just act cool.
Oh,
so yes. So I'm like, I was laughing because I mean, he had me dead to rights.
Or green.
No, one of those. And I just, but it is what it is, and I got a ticket. I mean, like I said, he had me dead to rights, and I made it, I was laughing. I'm like, you had me. He's like, why are you going so fast in the rain? I'm like, I gotta pee, and my home is a long way from here. I'm coming from football practice for my son, so yeah, but
yeah, I'm like, I would have liked, there wouldn't have been a movie, because I'd have survived. It'd have been like, this is nothing. Oh, okay. This is every day. I can go,
Oh man, I'll tell you, after living in California for a few years, geez. So traffic like there and speed there.
Yeah. And I would kill myself.
Oh God. Learning about the HOV lanes, or the carpool lanes.
We have that too here.
Well, on my way home from the base, I lived in Alameda, and I had to work in San Jose, but coming home, I would have to, leave. And if I could hit the sweet spot, I'd miss all the traffic. Oh no. So I would sit in traffic, and to bypass everybody, I'd get in the HOV lanes and bypass everybody and duck back in. Just as I round the corner, there's a cop. I'm like, phew, because if you got caught in the HOV lanes, it's a $500 fine automatic. Never got it. Thank God.
I was getting into my turning lane to turn for my 45-minute drive home, right? And there was this cop, and I heard him. I'm like, oh, I heard him flip his lights. Like, oh shit, I hope he's not talking about me. I was like, oh shit. And I'm like, so I get in the lane, and I'm like, I'm getting over to my lane, and he's, I was like, oh no. And he's like, oh, he's just going around me. I'm like, yeah.
I know your heart goes, bum, 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 and
like,
you immediately look down. Shit. at the speedometer.
Yeah, right. And it was going like 65, 70, and it was like on a highway, but it's 50-50. Because I was just like, dude, it's like, I've got to go. It's time to go home. And it's like,
Well, here in Nashville, the speed limit is 70. Nobody does 70. It's like 80 or better. And you can be in the right lane and you're still not fast enough, but the people in front of you aren't moving fast enough.
Well, it's like this. It's like the left lane, you go 90.
Right.
That's the right lane, you go 80.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
but
in Texas,
Yeah.
It's like that's just how it is. It's like in the middle lanes, it might be 70, 75, 80.
Right.
But I don't know. Like today, I don't know. I'm an aggressive driver. In Houston, you have to be because there's the crazy fucking drivers. I'm telling you.
Yep.
And I'm just like, I drive like a man. I've always have.
Yep.
And I get more respect because I have real tinted windows.
Me too.
Because as soon as a guy sees you're a woman, they're going to underestimate you. I said, don't underestimate this bitch because I'm telling you, I'll run your ass over. I don't care. I got to go. I'm listening to my AC/DC and I'm going.
Yep. And if I'm mad, I'll put in 5-finger death punch, and play that loud. And that calms me down, but I mean, I'm like
Hell
focused.
Yeah. I'm like disturbed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Land of confusion where we're at now. That's the entire world.
Yeah. I'm either listening. Yeah. And sometimes like I have to listen to metal on the way home because I'm so just generally angry that I'm like the chick from, I don't know if you watch the show Dead to Me, but I recommend it.
I think, is that with a woman lead character?
Christina Applegate?
Maybe.
Awesome.
I
She's
think
like my spirit
Tracy's
animal.
watched it and I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Christina Applegate is my spirit animal.
Okay.
I swear to God. And like I'm not into like death metal, but I understand the whole like you're angry and you need to rock. Because you're just like, especially when you get into menopause. I'm just angry. I'm like, I get in the car and I need something that is heavy, like Disturbed, or sometimes I listen to progressive metal and I'm like, I want to hear a little screaming. I mean, not like growling, not like Cookie Monster, but like Disturbed or Dio or old school metal, like I need to rock,
right.
And it's like, there's a scene in there where she's like, and she looks like, like a suburban mom, and she gets in the car, she's like telling people, this is what I do to relax, and she's like listening to this music like rah, rah, rah. It's like this but sometimes you feel like you're the world's on fire and you just need to rock,
especially
you just need to get in the car
now.
And just
yes, we ought to do music as a class.
I want to do like a music stream. I've done one a long time ago. I love like music. I like a lot of types of music. I'm not big on country, but I like Southern rock. I like classic rock, progressive rock. I like 80s retro. I like new wave. I like so many different genres, and that would be so much fun to do because I like talking about music, Like before you came on, I was listening to Spotify and I was listening to like so I was listening to Styx and like Blue Collar Man and just getting hyped up. I just like
we like listening to anything 80s, of course. All my boys love 80s music, except with the exception of the baby. I mean, he's more into techno music, which is fine. Or
some of it's
rap,
okay.
Or rap music with like a heavy bass, but I actually really wouldn't call it rap music. I don't know what I'd call his.
Is it music. Like more like Linkin Park, or is it like?
It's not verbal. It's instrumental, but I guess he uses stuff like that for creating, which whatever.
Like dubstep.
Some sort of dubstep.
Yeah, my son was really into that for a while.
My number 3 son teaching himself the guitar, definitely loves any kind of rock music. He likes Dragon Force, AC/DC, Ozzy Osbourne, Def Leppard, all those kinds of bands.
Ozzy's got
Guns N'
some good
Roses.
songs.
He
I
does.
like old Ozzy.
Right.
I'd like Diary of a Madman.
Mm-hmm.
That's just amazing song. Bark at the Moon.
Yep. Bark at the Moon.
Yeah, I mean, No Rest for the Wicked has good tunes. I'm kind of like old school Ozzy. And
Yeah.
in fact, this week on Monday I watched the Dio documentary, which was Dreamers Never Die, which just got me into like a Dio mood, and I was like listening to Dio on the road, and and just like, wow, music was so inventive. It was so original, and it had so much passion back in the 80s that I would love to do like an 80s music stream.
Hell yeah.
On the outskirts. Like, I've always wanted to have a podcast about like bands that were kind of like, it's on the outskirts, that they're that weren't like as popular as some others were.
Yeah.
Although Dio was very popular, but there were so many things I didn't know about the guy. Like he was in a doo-wop thing. Like he did doo-wop stuff. And like I found recordings of Dio singing like doo-wop, like from the 60s.
Wow.
Which blows my mind but he had an incredible voice, and God, I would love to do music streams because music was my first love before anything else. I remember back in the day, I didn't watch TV. It was just pretty much, there was a point where I didn't even watch TV in the 80s, and it was just music and books.
The only thing I'll see in the 80s, of course, I was a high school student. I was always busy with band, music, trumpet lessons, because I played trumpet and did solos and all that for marching band. And the only thing I would ever watch would be Star Trek.
I would watch that. I would watch that too. And I would watch old shows like Bewitched and Ida Magini. I was really into that. But mostly, I remember being into music. Like, totally. And I was in a choir because I'm a singer. And I was, my whole goal in my life was to be in a rock band because I loved Heart. I loved Heart, and I wanted to be Ann Wilson. Just to the point of just like an obsession. Right. And so I practiced all the time. And when I met my husband, he was a musician, and I knew I always marry a musician because I'm obsessed with musicians.
Yeah.
And I did. He's an incredible guitarist. Has actually, and I'm sure you won't mind me telling you this, Mark Andes, the bassist from Heart, he's actually recorded with him.
Cool.
And I want him to release this song so bad. And it's like he plays the bass on the song that my husband wrote about 10 years ago. They were in the studio together. And so to me, it's like music has always been a major part of my life. And I know a lot about music. And it transcends the pop culture thing.
Yeah, I agree. When I graduated high school in 1987, I actually went to college to be a music education major. And then I was going to be a band director because I was loving marching band, and I wanted to just deal with writing marching band shows, halftime shows and everything. Then got sidetracked and went off into the nursing field, and enlisted in the military, and all that. But that's how my path changed. But I still love music. Yeah. And I have a lot of fond memories of playing music, playing my trumpet. My mom would play the piano, and she would accompany me here at the house, and I would practice that way. So,
my only regret in my life was not taking up my choir teacher on the fact that he could basically, San Marcos has a music school. Okay. Well, they have a college that basically, they have a really great music program. And I was too scared to do it, but he was saying, look, I can set you up with the scholarship. I can try to work with that so you could go there. And I didn't do it because I would go to solo ensembles, and I would play I actually replaced as a 1 in,
Yeah,
in
right.
being a vocalist.
Right.
And I don't know how along the way, but I lost my mojo about it. And it's one thing that it's always kind of bugged me about, because I've always felt like I was a good singer.
Mm-hmm.
But I lost my confidence some way around because when you're young, like I have more confidence now than I do when I was young.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I wasted all those years. If you would have told me that you'll have a YouTube podcast stream and you'll be talking about this live, maybe it's not big, but I would never would have believed it. I would have done that.
I know. And when back in 1987, when I went to Tennessee Tech, we used to do trumpet ensemble week, and we would have to give a show every night. It would be like a brass choir, brass quintet, solo, where we would have to get on stage and perform with our pianist and everything. And I mean, I ate that shit up. I was always nervous, of course. And my parents,
I hate singing in front of people.
My parents would come up and see me. And I remember I would walk out on the stage. I would never see anybody, but I would find my parents, and then I would just go and ignore everybody else. Right. And my mom would be like, after the show, well, I saw you screwed up. I could tell how your eyebrows gave you away, because when I play, my eyebrows would go up and down, but I miss that.
Well, I had a mom that had a very, my mom was a singer, and a singer, when I say that, she's very gifted in that way. She's kind of she comes from a different time. Her time was Rosemary Clooney style.
Right. And oh my God, her music. Wow.
And so my mom sounded like her, and my mom could have gone far. She really could have, but because she's very religious, she always chose to use it for God, which is I respect. Granted. But it was very difficult because the style that I wanted to sing was different than hers. So she was very critical. And she was like, I wish you would sing like this. I'm like, well, that's not what I'm into.
Right.
I'm into Heart. I'm into Pat Benatar. I'm into this genre. And so my mom never really understood that. So I live with the person that she's a perfectionist. She's a natural person that can just sing, and then it just happens for her. Yeah. And I was always like, I was a mezzo soprano, which is a weird, it's like, it's very weird, but I always enjoyed singing, even in just, I was always wanting to go into that. I always wanted to be in a band. I always, I never did it, and I'm glad I did now, but at the time, right. Because it's crazy. But I met my husband because of it, because we started talking about music. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm an alto, and my mom, her mother was like an opera singer.
Oh,
so but I don't know if she ever did anything, but mom taught herself to play piano and everything else. And I'm grateful for that, because I still have the piano that she played on. And like I said, fond memories, but my goal, I always wanted to play at Carnegie Hall with John Williams conducting an orchestra and me playing the solo. But it never happened. But you know what? That's okay too.
Yeah, it is. It's nice to have those dreams, though. It's nice to, because I think it forms who you are. And like I said, I'm not as much into music as I was, partly because there's not a lot of stuff coming out that's good. But it's shaped who I am. Because at some point, it literally was. I read a lot and I listened to music.
Right.
That was it. That was my world. And it was like, I remember just being into just like Def Leppard and Heart. And a lot of those bands that Billy Squier and just different, just rock bands and Pat Benatar. It was so much fun. Yeah. It really was. I think we lived, I think you and I probably grew up in the best time.
I agree. And, I mean, and my love of music I thank my mom for, because my mom and dad, one was born in 27, the other born in 29. And so they grew up and lived through the 40s, World War II, you know, and I love big band music.
Wow.
And all my boys love big band music.
I grew up very similarly because I listened to a lot of the musicals and a lot of my dad loved Sarah Vaughan.
Okay.
And I used to listen to Sarah Vaughan records growing up. And my mom liked I can't remember her name, but they had a lot of musical I listened to a lot of musical, like Rodgers and Hammerstein records.
Yes.
Because my mom was born in 1933. No, my dad was born in 1933. My mom was born in 1935. And so they had a lot of that, and they loved Johnny Mathis. So I listened to a lot of Johnny Mathis records. But my sister and my brother probably formed my rock side. I remember listening to Kansas at 5 years old.
Wow.
And just being in love. And since 5 years old, I have been a Kansas fan. I've seen them about 10 times or more. And she kind of, my sister's 13 years older than me. My sister's Kelly's age. Well,
Okay.
Julie Kelly.
Okay. Yeah.
And she formed my musical, like, Queen, and she listened to the Eagles, and she listened to Chicago, and all these other bands. And Peter Frampton was my first crush when I was 5 years old.
Man.
So that formed me a lot. I remember listening to Styx and Cat Stevens. You know, just really great. Led Zeppelin. Good God. My mom actually got mad because my sister was listening to the Lemon Song, which if you've heard the song, you'll know why.
Okay.
And my mom actually, you know, I grew up in a very religious household. So my mom came in and she literally ripped the cord out of the wall.
Oh, boy.
And there was spark coming out of it because my sister was playing the Lemon Song by Led Zeppelin.
Damn.
But it did form me. And the album covers back then, the Queen, News of the World, totally like changed my whole entire life with the robot. And then in back, it was just physical graffiti. I remember those albums, and it really had an effect on me. So in high school, I wasn't cool. I was listening to what stuff that my sister had listened to, like the 70s stuff.
Wow.
I was really into that, like Boston and Led Zeppelin and Bad Company, and I still listen to that stuff. And
you know, yeah. Now, my mom never took me to any concerts like that. And I do have a sister. She's 20 years older than me, and she's like a great big Beatles fan. So yeah, I mean,
I am too. I love the Beatles.
You know, I like some of their songs. You know, so
I really do think we need to do a music stream.
Yeah,
I think we're in line. I think we are. Like, we really are in line.
We are. You should have been my sister. I mean, damn, we have a lot in common. You know.
Yeah, and I think I was formed, and I get to see my big sis tomorrow, and we always like love to get around the corner and talk about music because it's like it's our thing. You know, it's a thing that connects us. And there was something that the 70s had that just, it spoke to me. And even at 5 years old, that's amazing. They're not writing music like that anymore.
I mean, know.
Yeah. You know, and there's songs I hear and I'm just like, I remember hearing this when I was 6 years old. Right. And I'm a huge, I love all kinds of music. One of my favorite artists is Dan Fogelberg.
Yes.
And I've seen him about 5 times, and I was lucky to see him before he died. But I adore Dan Fogelberg, and I'm not afraid to say it because it's like, you know, he had wrote some of the most beautiful music I've ever heard in my life. And, you know, thanks to my sister, I got exposed to all that because,
yes.
Even though my parents were trying to thwart her, I'm so glad that she did, because I was opened up to so many things that I wouldn't have been, and like Fleetwood Mac and just stuff that I still adore, you know, that's really shaped me. I love Stevie Nicks, and God, I could just go on all day. I just really could because I love music. Music is
Yeah.
life. Music,
It is.
music is better than pop culture.
Yes.
It really is.
I remember my parents got me and Tracy tickets, and we all went to see Phantom of the Opera together.
Oh, I saw that too.
Oh my God, I saw it twice.
Oh my
You
God,
know,
I wish, and we got dressed up. And that's the
yes.
thing.
And we saw Tracy and I saw Cats in California. I mean, oh my God, to see those plays.
I've seen, like, I love Phantom of the Opera. I love it.
Yes,
It's
yes,
so
yes,
good.
yes.
It's so good. And I keep telling my husband, like, we need to go. Because I'm telling you, it's such an experience.
Yes.
And I will say that my other favorite thing in the world is the Nutcracker. I got to see that when I was like 14 years old, and it was the coolest thing ever. And I was like, I'm not a big ballet person, but I love Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Yes.
I love him. And there was a point where I was 14, and my sister is the coolest person ever. Let me just say, I would love to have her on our stream because she is the coolest person ever, 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 ever. Because when I was growing up, I had a mother that was not very, she didn't like to do things. And so so my sister would kind of take on that role. And so I got to go to a lot of cool things, which including Phantom of the Opera. But before that, she had bought me tickets to see Mikhail Baryshnikov dance.
Wow.
It never happened because he actually had an injury and couldn't do it. And I was so disappointed because I love White Knights.
Wow.
I love Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Yeah.
He's an amazing dancer and an amazing person. And I was like a fan of White Knights. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that stupid movie. It's not stupid, but I've seen White Knights probably about over 100 times. I was totally into it. But yeah, the Nutcracker was amazing. And actually, if you've never seen the Nutcracker with Baryshnikov, totally do it.
No, I haven't. And I would love to go see the Nutcracker. They bring it here to Nashville every year.
You should.
And Tracy's actually recently said to me, you know, I want to go see plays. I want to go do this. I want to go do that. And I'm
That's
like,
amazing
okay, well,
that you have
let's
a husband
go.
that wants to do that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was born in 70, so he's definitely an 80s baby, you know, and he knows more 80s music and movies than me. But
That's
it's
cool.
getting him on here. There would be an issue because, you know, he'll tell you he's not one for words and all that. And I'm like, so?
Oh, yeah, but
they
he
don't
so
care.
is.
Yeah. I mean, if you get him talking about something he loves,
yeah,
hell.
it's passion. That's how it is.
Yeah.
It's just a passion. Yeah, I didn't see the one with Sarah Brightman, obviously.
No, neither.
But that would have been cool.
Oh my God, I drooled over Michael Crawford. Oh, yes.
And the other great thing I got to see, which I totally like, and I got to see on the front row. And I don't know if you know this band, but the Moody Blues. I got to see them on the front row playing Nights in White Satin, which is literally my favorite song of all time.
Oh, wow.
And I got to see them, like, when they did the Channel 8 thing, right? That was cool. But, like, the orchestra thing is just the coolest thing with them because it's like they do the strings and they have, you know, they're playing Nights in White Satin, and it's just like you're sitting in the front row going, this is great, because I love like 60s music, and the Moody Blues is literally, I love them more than the Beatles, and that's saying something because I love them. I love psychedelic rock, much to my husband's annoyance, because when I drink, I want to listen to 60s Moody Blues. It's like, we're going psychedelic, buddy. You know, it's happening. It's either progressive rock. It's like Jethro Tull. It's like Locomotive Breath, baby. That's where we're going.
See, you should have been my sister. I mean, you know,
it's just like
Hell yeah.
it's like earthy. And my husband, you know, he likes rock. Like, we agree on a lot of stuff. He loves Boston. He's a huge Boston fan.
Yes.
He was on a Boston forum for years. He actually, like, I've never seen my husband upset about anyone dying. When Brad Delp died from the lead singer from Boston, he cried.
Man. You know, I mean, people in Def Leppard are getting up there, and we saw them one time.
Oh, I've never seen Def Leppard. I kind of lost my love for Def Leppard only because I don't know, like the last album that few albums they had are just like, why? I just want like, for me, Def Leppard is High and Dry, Pyromania, and Hysteria, and Adrenalize.
Yeah,
right. No, even the Euphoria is really good. There's some good stuff, but I just like stop being so poppy. I like you when you're gritty. It's like I want more of that. Like I even went back to On Through the Night, which I bought the tape when I was like 17.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm way back. I'm like going way back. And you know, when they did Slang, I was like, what are you doing? It's like, we want to rock. It's like, I think when Steve Clark died, I think the band kind of died. And when they brought Vivian Campbell on, which is cool. Like I like Vivian Campbell, but I like Vivian Campbell and Dio.
Right.
But that's a whole other stream.
That's another movie we can talk about. Crossroads.
Oh my! You do not love that movie. Do you love that movie?
Yes, I like that movie. Yes. I mean, I don't know.
We need to talk about that movie.
I don't know how much Ralph Macchio played.
No,
but, oh my God,
another guy. But here's the thing. Like first of all, I like Austin. Like I have local guitarists that I adore. One is Eric Johnson. Okay. I don't know if you heard about Eric Johnson, but you need to look him up.
Okay. You may have to send this to me in a message because I might not remember.
Right. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? We have one. Who knows at this point? But I love that movie. I love the blues. Again, to my husband's annoyance. But I love blues music, and I used to go see blues bands back in the 90s. A lot in dive bars because that's just how I roll. But that movie is so cool.
Yes, definitely.
I am into this whole thing, and I don't know if you've got to Supernatural yet with the Crossroad Demons.
No.
But you're going to like the Robert Johnson episode.
Okay.
Because there's a Robert Johnson episode.
We haven't even watched more of it. We're like, we keep going back and forth between other series. I mean,
no, I get it, but you need to make it a priority because I'm telling you, the Robert Johnson Crossroads episode, yes, you will like it. If you like the movie,
what season?
I think it's season 2 or season.
Okay, we're still stuck in.
It might be season 1. I don't remember. I just watched it. You think I remember that, but I don't.
It's those cans talking.
But it's cool because they, there's a whole lore about Robert Johnson, like actually selling his soul to the devil.
Wow.
In real life.
Wow.
So they kind of infuse that, which I think is fucking cool. It's like there is actually rumors that he actually did sell to be the best blues guitarist in the world. And he did die from nefarious, various.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was one of the best blues guitarists ever to live. So it makes you wonder, like, is that true? But Crossroads kind of, has, and they talk about that too. And I've seen that movie in years, and Steve Vai
yes,
like
oh my
Satan,
gosh,
right? It's like Fool for Your Lovin', White Snake, right? And it's just like he's got that cool vibe.
Yeah, I mean, that whole ending scene, that's the best part of the movie.
Oh my God. The duel. It's like the devil went down to fucking Georgia.
Exactly.
And it's like, Ralph Macchio is not my favorite actor. But
I get that. Yes.
Like it was kind of hard for me to accept this is the guy that played guitar, but by the end of it, you kind of believe it.
Right. But
now, obviously, that's not him playing. It's probably some other guy that they got that's incredible. But I don't remember. I think I read some trivia on it. We'll have to. But I love that. It's weird that you brought that up because I love that movie, and it's so underrated.
It is. I mean, and it's a musician's movie. It really is. So yeah,
it's a geek. Like, so I gotta geek out because I know Steve Vai is, and a lot of people don't.
Right.
But like I'm the person, I'm the weird nerdy person that used to read liner notes. And I like to know who produced it. You know, he worked on it. I mean, whatever album it is. And it's kind of like Steve Vai's an obscure person, unless you're really into guitar music, which I do. I mean, like, I do like instrumental music.
Right. I got to take this call. Hang on.
All right.
Hello. Okay. Let me call your dad and tell your dad to pick you up. Hang on. All right. Or I'll call you, or I'll have dad call you. All right. Bye. Oh. My youngest son doesn't. He's out of work and he's waiting to get picked up. Oh, God.
He's like,
so
I just want to come home.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
it.
I mean, he's just 10 minutes down the road. Okay, let me call Tracy right quick. I mean,
all right.
Geez, we could talk music all day.
Oh, we need to truly need a string for this.
Oh yeah, I mean that would be great. Okay, it's ringing. Don't you love it when cell phones just ring and ring and ring and ring and ring, and they either never pick up? I guess I need to look and see if the car's gone. Maybe. I'm assuming he's gone to go get him. Okay, it went to voicemail. Maybe he's on his way. Okay. I mean, he's only 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
See, this is what happened. Mama can't do nice things.
Right, exactly. Well, let me know if you need to go, but like I could literally talk. I mean, you talk about, like Gary said this. You have a really wide array of knowledge of music, and it's true because I've done a lot of just like I used to immerse myself in liner notes because when I was sitting there in my room at 16 years old, having the cassette tape or the album out, I'd be pulling out like, he wrote that. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, he produced that. Oh, that's interesting. And then I would check out books from the library on music and Billboard charts because I just was interested in this. Because it was music was good. Music's not good anymore.
Oh, I know. All right. Well, I hear my husband out there talking, so he obviously didn't hear the phone. So I guess I better jump off here and tell him to go pick up our son from work.
It's been great. This has been a really great conversation. It's gone over longer than I thought it would because I would think we got on the music thing, but we definitely.
Yes, we do.
Definitely should talk about music.
All right, girl.
All right, later.
Bye,
everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.